Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I will demonstrate how to use Stampin' Up's hot foil system and share my thoughts on this brand new product. We are going to jump right in. On my table, what you see is everything you get when you purchase the hot foil system. The white tool with the handle, that's where all the magic happens. It is the hot foil platform. Underneath is a silicone platform station that protects your work surface from the hot tool. There are power cords. There's also another silicone mat. You can see it to the right. That is a cooling pad for hot dies. In my hand is a magnetic pickup tool, and there are also two plates. There is a transparent one that is a spacer and kind of a greenish one that is a shim. It also comes with step-by-step instructions. These are short, sweet, and easy to follow. In addition to all of this, you do have to purchase other items in order for it to work. First of all, you need some foil. At this point, Stampin' Up! Has three colors, gold, silver, and pink, and there will be more colors in the future. I have gold and silver. Each box comes with two rolls of the same color, and there are 10 yards of foil in each box. This entire hot foil system is designed to work with Stampin' Up's Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to pull that out in just a moment. And yeah, so this system is complementary to Stampin' Up's Stamp, Cut, and Emboss machine. Also, in addition to this, you do need hot foil dies, which are different than regular cutting dies. So I have two sets right now. I have the Flourish and Frames hot foil dies and the Luxe Alphabet and Numbers hot foil dies. Each one of these have the hot foil dies along with cutting dies. So it's like a bundle. You can see the alphas in my hand. One of them looks flat, the one on the left. That is the hot foil. And the other one, you can see the little blade. That is the cutting die. And I will do a demonstration of that. Here's the other one, the Flourish and Frames. The same thing. This one, I have hot foil dies along with cutting dies. This particular one also has a complimentary stamp set that you can purchase. I only bought the dies for this particular one. So now what I'm going to do is tuck this away and I'm going to start the demonstration. And we are going to start with the Luxe Alphabet and Numbers hot foil dies. First thing, you need to make sure that silicone tray is underneath your platform to protect your work surface from the heat. Now you're going to plug in the power source, and it basically is magnetic, so it's going to snap right into place on the platform, and that's going to start the heating process. What's going to happen here is the power button, which is on the far right, I think it's called a timer button, that goes on and a red light starts flashing. That means the machine is heating up, and this process takes about 6 minutes. And when it's ready, the timer button flashes and the red light is steady. What that means is the platform is hot and it's ready for the hot foil die. What you're going to do is place the hot foil die flat side down and the impression side up. You press the timer button again and a yellow light starts flashing. Now what's happening is the die is heating up. That takes about a minute and a half. It will beep, a green light goes on, and now you're ready to build your sandwich. You can see I have cut paper and foil a bit bigger than the die. So starting with the foil, that is one thing that I found difficult. The foil is difficult to cut. I felt it worked best with long blade scissors. It's just that it's very, very flimsy and on a roll, so it's kind of hard to cut. At first, I cut the foil a little bit too small. I did that the other day when I started it because I was trying not to waste the foil, and it moves a bit. Don't forget the platform there is hot, so you're not going to want to touch it. So I found it better to cut it a little bit bigger. And you can see I put the shiny side down on top of the die. Now I'm putting two-tone cardstock on top of it. Same thing, I cut it about the same size as the foil and I put it the proper side down. I have two-tone cardstock, so I wanted it the dark side, so it's dark side down. Then I put the green shim and now I'm putting the spacer. That is my sandwich. So basically I have the die, impression side up, foil, shiny side down, paper, proper side down, green shim, transparent plate, and now I'm ready to run it through my die cutting machine. So I unplug it from the power source and basically I removed the plates that I usually use in my die cutting machine because this hot foil system is basically an entire plate and an entire sandwich that's going to go through it. The big trick here is to roll slowly. I have sped this up times two. So what you're seeing right now, which is already slow, it is twice as slow. And it is highly recommended you do this very slowly. The idea is you want the foil to transfer onto the paper. You're going to see me back up here. It's clearly written in the instructions not to back up. I didn't have a problem with it, but I do feel the need to point that out. You're not supposed to back it up, and for whatever reason, I did it for every part of this demonstration. Now you see me removing everything. So now I've deconstructed my sandwich and I have my paper with the foil on top of it. So what I'm to do right now is quite simply to peel off this foil. And you're going to see I have this beautiful alphabet underneath it. Now don't forget I have a die, so I'm going to be able to cut out all of these letters, but it is absolutely beautiful. That piece of foil, I am going to discard it, and now I have my two-tone cardstock with the foil alphas on top of it. Now what I'm going to do is remove this hot die. So I'm getting out my silicone cooling pad and I'm using my magnetic pickup tool, picking up that hot die. There's a little button there, so I release it and my die drops. So that's perfect. I can leave it there to cool. And now what I want to do is just talk about these alphas before I die cut them. I'm showing you some adhesive sheets. Often on my channel, when I create die cut alphas, I back my paper in adhesive sheets, then I die cut them and I create adhesive backed alphas. I did test that out with foiled paper. Basically, with the foiled paper, I put the adhesive backed sheet behind the foiled paper, then I die cut it, and I'm showing you I created adhesive alphas. I just wanted to point out that it does work with the foiled paper as well. I'm also showing you that I use the cutting dies to cut out alphas without even using the foil die. So once you have those hot foil dies, if they come with regular cutting dies, you don't always have to use the hot foil. Now what I'm going to do is die cut this alpha sheet out. So what I pointed out there is when I foiled that paper, it created a thin line all around the outer edge of the die, and that proves to be very, very useful. It turns out that if you place the die within that fine line, you know it's perfectly placed. And for me, that is a huge plus because when I have an image to be die cut, I really like it to be easy and foolproof. And that fine line that I tried to show you around the outer edge when I did the foiling was so easy to place my die on top of it. And out pops perfect alphas. And I've done this, I think, 3 times so far, and it worked perfectly each time. It is an absolute fabulous feature. So that is a real big plus in my book. So I'm popping out the alphas. I hope you can see it. Even the negative is super, super beautiful. So I'm just showing you the alphas right now. And then what I will do is I'm going to tidy this up. And I'm actually going to show you a few tricks with the other die set, the Flourish and frames. First of all, I'm plugging it in, letting it heat up again. It's not going to take 6 minutes this time like the first time. Once you get going with it, it's much, much quicker. It's the first time it takes 6 minutes. Now that it's ready, once again, I put my die on top of the heating platform, flat side down, press my timer button. It's going to take 1.5 minutes for the die to heat up. Then I will create my sandwich. So once again, I'm going to come in with the foil, which is cut a little bit bigger than the die. Again, I like to do it a bit bigger because the only error I made when I was attempting to do this was cutting my foil too small and having it move. So I put my paper down, I created my sandwich there with the foil, the paper, the shim, and the spacer. And now once again, I'm going to put this through my die cutting machine. Now this one here, I thought I would have trouble with it because I did see people on social media using this, and they did have some foil transfer where it was undesired, and I will explain that once it comes through, because for me it worked like a charm every time. There I go, backing it up. So keep in mind, don't back it up. That's what the instructions say, but I didn't have any problem with it. Now what I'm going to do is show you what this looks like. So I'm getting out my little cooling tray there, and I'm going to kind of basically peel off the foil from the paper, and you're going to see I have a nice outline of a label. Now, where I saw on social media where people had problems, there was like additional foil transfer in the middle. I didn't have that problem at all, so I don't know why. What I did show you was on the foil, there was a lot of wasted space from the middle of that foil, and I didn't want to waste it. So in that die set, there are 4 nesting labels. So what I'm going to do, you can see I have a smaller die now. It's one of the nesting labels. I'm going to use that very same piece of foil because that die is smaller. I place the foil on top, the paper proper side down. Now I'm putting the shim and then the transparent plate. And once again, I'm unplugging it, and I'm going to run this smaller one through my die cutting machine, and out will pop the second label. So at this point, I want to see how it looks, and you're going to see it works out fine. There I go, backing it up. Again, don't back up. I'm not following the instructions there. Now I'm going to peel off the foil from the paper, and I will have a second label here using that very same piece of foil that I used for the larger label. So that's fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to come back, and you can see I did that 4 times, all with the very same piece of foil. That is one thing I wanted to point out. I think there's going to be more and more ways of how we can use this. As more and more people use it and share it, we will find all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that I didn't waste all of that foil there. Also, I did cut out those labels without any foiling at all. Again, those bundles that have hot foil dies and cutting dies, you don't always have to use them with the foil. Each one of those sets, the hot foil part and the cutting ones, both have all kinds of detailed dies that go with it. I'm showing you that on this one, at each end in the circular part, there's like an embossed indented thing, and I use 2 dies for that. Anyway, also with the hot foil dies, there are other details you can add as well. You can see the alphas there. Those are the ones that I created, and those are the ones, again, that I had created before doing this video. Some of them I created with adhesive backed, so that works as well with those adhesive backed sheets. And again, some of them I cut out without any foiling at all, and that is the negative piece. So I think that's pretty cool, the negative even for that. So anyway, that is pretty much it. I hope I answered some questions about this project, and I hope I shared a few useful tips. As I mentioned throughout the video, the hot foil system is, number 1, easy to use and does what it is supposed to do. The instructions are clear and simple, and the cutting dies line up easily with the foiled image. All of that is good stuff. Now, the drawbacks. First of all, the foil. I find it a little fussy to cut, and that's going to take some practice from me and possibly patience. It is just really, really wispy stuff, and I'm not a very patient person. I'm pretty clumsy, actually. Also, the price of this machine, it is expensive. It's designed to complement Stampin' Up's Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it definitely does. It does very well, I might add. However, it's almost the same price as the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. Actually, it's a little bit more expensive. I took about a week to decide whether or not I was going to purchase it, and it was because of the price. Stampin' Up! Is offering the Metallic Magic Craft class for free to all people who purchase this system in 2026. So it's kind of an incentive. The class normally cost $41, so that kind of helped my decision. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Everything I used is listed below, along with my link to Stampin' Up. If you live in Canada and use the link, I will get a commission. And please know that I appreciate your support very, very much. Have a great day, and I will see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.